Hi lads, today's day 155 of my series to get to 2100 on chess.com. I'm sitting at 1999 today. And in today's video, I just played both of the games. We played a Jobava London and then a game with the black pieces. And I'm really excited about playing with the black pieces because I've been trying out a new opening, and today's games both were really exciting, really fun. But if you want to learn how I play this opening with the black pieces, go over onto Noctie.ai, click on new game, and you can set the difficulty of Noctie.ai, and you can also select any opening that you want to play and learn. It's really nice. Like if I want to learn the anti-fried liver defense and play it, I've never played this, but you can see it lights up the piece that you need to move, and it'll tell you where to move that piece. And then all of a sudden, you're into an opening that I've never played before. But if you do want to learn these openings, use the coupon code BLUNDERMAN for 50% off of the first 3 months, or BLUNDERMAN year, which is 20% off a whole year's subscription. Let's jump into today's videos. These are really exciting. All right, we got the white pieces. That's fine. I'll play a Jobava. Stay tuned for game 2 after we beat this Vietnamese chess player. And you'll see, hopefully we get the black pieces in that game, what I'm going to be playing, because it's just a lot of fun. All right, we've got a Jobava London here with the 2 pawns moved up. We're going to wait for her to play. I think it's a her. It looks like a girl's picture. The bishop outside the pawn chain. And now we're going to attack that bishop. And this is something we're very familiar with. Okay. Let's just go after this bishop. I'm going to play h4 next, and we'll see where they want to put the pawn. They put it there, so we're going to attack the knight. The knight's going to jump away, and we're going to play bishop to d3, threatening to double the pawns here. So they're probably going to just capture our bishop. We'll recapture with the queen. And this move's kind of slow. Okay, and they've played forwards here, which I think is good. Honestly, don't remember. I've had this position many times and I don't remember exactly what to do. But long castle can't be a bad decision. So we're going to go for that. And we'll see where this bishop gets placed. Right now it can't come to d6 because that square is not defended. And now maybe it is defended, so they want to go for that. Maybe pushing through the center now is decent. It could be. This might be a decent move as well. Just putting the bishop on e5, they can't push because we can just capture. Bishop e5, there's no knight defending these squares anymore, so I do think this is a good move. I'm going to go for this. Looking at that rook. So the rook has to move. And now I'm just feeling very comfortable. I think this is quite nice. So here, 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 and then maybe here, 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 you know, just breaking everything. Let's try to do this. It might be better to develop more pieces, but I think while the king is in the center, we need to break open in the middle. And that is just a typical chess principle, isn't it? So capture here, we have a check, which I kind of like. But they really want to swap off here, so maybe just pulling up to f7 might be good. And f7, I can even play the pawn up to e5. I mean, that looks really interesting. Let's try this. And now do we go e5? Or do we capture? They're threatening to come in here or here. They get to this square. Is that annoying for me? You know, threatening to take here. Might be. Capture here. Capture. Here, I'm fine. Yeah. They can't take because I'm holding that square. The check here, I just move over. Capture. If this piece ever takes. Maybe the rook comes here. I need to maybe defend with these 2 squares. That might be what we go for. But getting the rook on e1 might be better. Because then we can pin this pawn. And then take, and then take here. The knight's still holding. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to develop my knight to e2. Or am I going to push? If we push knight, bishop here or here, Yeah, I don't like pushing because it closes everything down. So let's just put the knight on e2. And this holds this square where they want to check. And they can still check. We can just capture it. Take, take, take. I really don't want to play forwards. Coming back now, we're just losing pawns. If we play up, they're going to capture. We could capture this way, and then maybe bring the queen in over this side. Don't know. It's not obvious. Play up, take. Could also take here. But then we never really have a pawn break here because there's two pawns guarding it. This is a critical moment. That's why I'm spending a bit of time. I think going here wasn't correct. Just take. The bishop can come in. You know what? I'm gonna play here. Seems a bit weird, but I'm gonna try it. Okay. And now my bishop's just, you know, sitting here for a while. I can jump here. Maybe start getting aggressive. In fact, getting both knights over here and just taking on here and jumping in could be very interesting. I don't think this is bad to come here. Yeah, and we're going to take this way. Obviously. And this knight's going to jump here and here. We're going to probably sack a knight on h5. Couldn't take this way because we lost the knight. It is very interesting. I definitely had a better position. I messed it up somehow. Okay, rook here, and we could just take here maybe. We got to get out of this pin though. This seems kind of good. And this is still a threat, but now we can take with the rook, and then they take here. We take here. Don't know. I do not know, and I don't like this bishop. We can't take here. We can go here. No, they just capture. This is the weak pawn, and I don't like it. Pulling the king over. They take. We take. They take. We take. They go here. Moving the king over. They take. We go here. Threatening checkmate in one. We can always block here. So I move the king over. They take. We take. They take. We go here. I have to stop checkmate in one. So maybe they just move the king here. Check. Here. Don't know. Can't decide, but I think this is a decent move. We're going to go for it. Wasn't expecting that. But now my knights can move. Coming back to here, at least I can hold with the queen. No, I can't. Take here. I think I can go here. No, this one's hanging. This is what I'm gonna have to do. I can't take this because of checkmate threat. All right, cool. We survived. All right. Oh dear, that was stressful. I mean, he didn't calculate it, but or she. That was stressful. Let me just check the review. We played with an 82.0. They played with a 78.6. And the game was pretty interesting. I'll just flick through some of the moves here. I just had a look and saw where I went wrong. This was not correct. I need to just shut out the knight or even play the bishop forwards and trade off here. But breaking through the center wasn't great because my king wasn't as safe as it could be. And I probably can prioritize that. But ultimately, after they took here, I could have sacked here. And that's what I should have gone for. And I thought that was very interesting, but I took here mistakenly, and then here I could have sacked again, taking here. And I did think of it in my mind very briefly, but this is just very interesting because everything trades here, and they have to move the king. If they don't move the king, then we just get a winning position. So let's say they did find this, and we jump here. They have to get the king to safety or come here, which is a lot more logical, but this is just a checkmate in 2, as you can see. So a lot of like moves that you would think to play just lose. So here, I think, yeah, queen back here is very hard to find, but we can start moving the knight in. We're just trying to vacate a square for the knight. So the best square for the queen is this square. And they try to move here and get the king to safety if they can. But if they don't go for this, then we're just going to win. So here, like rook e6, just to get rid of the pawn makes a lot of sense. But you know, this is really stressful for them. If they run back, we can, you know, threaten this, going for something, and then here we just take here. So the position's really interesting. Let's see what we can do in game 2. We're sitting at 2008, and we're against a 2012 from Indonesia, and we got the black pieces. So we're gonna go for this PHILIDOR defense, which is very exciting. Putting the knight here. Putting the other knight on to d7. This is the lion defense. We're going to play e5, and we're going to capture here. And the queens are going to come off, and we're going to just recapture with our king. And we'll see where they play. They move the bishop here to attack our knight, so we're going to just defend the knight. They long castle. We're going to play king to e7. Now, this is an interesting opening, and I don't really know anything more than this, but this is called the Lion's Cave variation. according to chess.com. But I saw Chess Bras, what's his name, Eric, do a whole series on the PHILIDOR D6. And so this is what I remember from his speedrun series, this position. And it's totally fine for us. We can just recapture here. And I'm pretty sure I've played absolutely perfectly up to this point. We can capture here and win a pawn. This we can defend. So I'm going to go for this. This looks good. Pretty sure that's fine for us. Yeah, and this doesn't work. So we can go f5 or we can go bishop f5. Bishop f5 and they go here and we pull back and they go here. Oh, wait, here, 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 here. Tick, tick. Or tick. I think we need to defend with the pawn. And then we're going to move our king. Maybe they win the piece back here, which is kind of annoying. What about just bishop here? They take, we take, they take, with the pin's still there, which is very annoying. So maybe king f6. Take, take, take. They get their piece back. And then we just need to get our bishop somewhere. Maybe this square. Looking at here. But at least the rooks are connected then. And we have a bishop against a knight. I think this is okay. I'm going to try this. We can come here. There's one of these two squares, isn't it? If I go to e6, kind of forces the king here to defend. If I go f5, forces this rook to move. And maybe he can pin us and go for this, but then we could go here and then he takes. Okay, you know what? This is probably more active. I think it's better to not allow him to double his rooks. If he tries to pin, we just go g5. So I think it's better to, yeah, not go pawn grabbing. And my other rook's coming to e8. We're just going to play c5 if they attack. Okay, I'm not worried about this. I can just go here. Here seems good, and then here, here, here. It's interesting. I think we need to go here. And if they go here, we can just pull back as well. That move doesn't bother me. And this is what we were going to play, wasn't it? I think we can still do that. His rook's kind of running out of squares. He's got to go here or here. Do we have this? I think we do. We're actually controlling a lot of squares here. Wherever his rook goes, we can just go here, threatening this one and this one. Let's see just this first, though, and here. I think we go here. We can go back. We can't take either piece, but then we can at least double. Yeah, I think we need to go here. This seems very good. Yeah, so knight's coming to e1, and we're going to go here. If it doesn't, then we just take this pawn. And we're going to get very active. So if it does go to e1, other rook comes here. They can take this pawn. We take their knight. Yeah. So here they got to defend their knight. And we check. Knight takes. It's no good. Also play this. EF5 might be really good here. What about this move? I never considered b5. b5 looks really good. Because then they're forced up or down. They're probably coming down. We also have this. This is a key moment, and I'm not seeing what we should do here. But like, if we just look at the squares that are covered, like everything's covered. So this move covers the other two. And then they're probably coming here. And then I feel like we have to come here to defend. But their knights, or their rook's basically useless, isn't it? I feel like it is. We could even just start marching the king up here and getting ready to eat some stuff. Yeah, let's try this. I think this looks good. His rook will be paralyzed. His piece here is already paralyzed. Oh, that was with check. Oh, I forgot that they could just check. That's so stupid of me. Here, here. Oh, this was actually really dumb of me, wasn't it? So here, here. So maybe we have to go here and then here. Maybe here. Okay, I'm gonna self-pin so that I can go king f5 or e5. This seems fine. Here, knight check. Yeah, this is fine. Oh, I've not played this very well. I was overthinking. He can't come here because we're holding the square. He doesn't really have a check right now. But he can come here. We take this one. My king's very central. I mean, I really like my king's placement. Okay, so he's hitting this one. I've got to stay defending it. What about this move? He has a check here then. I don't like that. Okay, I'm just going to double down on the defense here. Takes this pawn, I take this one. And he takes this one. Have this check. Comes here. Maybe here, here, and then here. Don't know. Here, here, here. Maybe here. Here I can attack his rook. And threaten this. Here, take is with check though. Maybe I just move the king up and then go here. He's also got this move at some point, maybe. I'm going to try this because that's a checkmate threat. Okay. Here, take. Here, here, here. Running out of time. Maybe just this move. Can't come here. I'm threatening to take. And win my pawn back. Okay, this has to be decent. Here, here, here. Take, check. Here, check. Oh, I mean, it looks good. Let's go for it. This was better, wasn't it? I don't know. Yeah, this was much better because I was forking two pieces and this one was pinned. So this is not defended. This was a complete fork, just winning the game there. And I missed it. That's what happens when you're under a minute. This might still be a checkmate. Because my rooks are so active. And this pawn is doing an amazing job at stopping checks. Come on. I had a win. I really bummed that I missed that. So take king here. Check, take, check. I don't know what that does. I feel like I'm just winning here. Checkmate in one, in both directions. Maybe just here? No. What about just here? This is probably simplest. It allows his rook to defend. Does it? No, it doesn't. Yeah, his rook can defend here. Then I block. Yeah. Bishop's blocking on d5. I should have just taken.
Five.
Just checkmate.
4.
Can't stop me.
3.
Checkmate 2 ways. Oh, come on. That was so stressful. But we did it. Happy days. So checkmate in 2.
2.
GG. Let's go. Pretty good for like only like my second game ever of like rapid PHILIDOR stuff, you know? That was fun and I'm really enjoying this opening. I'm going to keep playing it more. 2016. Happy days. Let's see how we did. 65% accuracy. Okay, well that was not a good game. Holy moly. But let's just go through it real quick and see. All this I knew was good. And I played all these correct moves. And up to this point was where my theory, you know, this point was where my theory ended. Just from what I had remembered from watching the Chess Bras a while back. But yeah, capturing this pawn was wrong. Again, development is always best. Just go for development. I do not need to be pawn grabbing. And I put myself in quite a nasty sort of position. This move really hurt because I have to pull back, and then what's he got? Just a lot of activity. And my king's in the open. Okay, so thankfully that didn't happen. But yeah, here, and then I should have just gone with my gut and gone for this. And I was worried about this, and I didn't know how to proceed. So I just defend the pawn, and his pieces are all essentially trapped. If he tries to break out, then we just go here, and let's say take, and this piece is really struggling, needs to move up to defend, and we can just push the other pawns. This guy has to stay defending the rook, or the knight. So here, and we could have just completely squeezed him and just maneuvered our pawns up extremely slowly and done something amazing. Or even get the king here and then the bishop here. And then that's discoveries, winning the rook. And if the king ever moves away, we take the piece. Yeah, so this was very easy to win. I hope you lads enjoyed both of those games. If you do want to download Noctie.ai, do use the coupon codes. And thanks so much for watching. I really enjoyed those today. I hope you did too. Bye for now.